The jungle planet was quiet in a dangerous way. Tall black trees blocked most of the sky, and thick mist moved slowly between their roots. Every sound felt sharp, like it could turn into death at any moment. This world was known among alien charts as a perfect hunting ground. Many species had tested their warriors here. She moved through the shadows without leaving a trace. Her name was Karis, a huntress of the Virelian clans. Her people were born predators. From childhood they were taught one truth above all others: the hunter survives, the weak are hunted. Honor was earned only through the hunt, and shame followed those who failed. Her current mission was simple. A single human soldier had crash-landed on this planet after a battle in orbit. The human ship was destroyed. No rescue was coming. The Virelian elders had chosen this hunt as a lesson for their younger warriors. Humans, they said, were dangerous only in groups. Alone they were nothing. Karis believed this fully. She had studied the human file before leaving. Fragile bodies, soft skin, no claws, no natural armor. They relied on tools and machines. Strip those away and they were prey like any other. She clicked her mandibles softly in anticipation and followed the trail. The human was not hiding well. Broken branches, flattened grass, marks where boots had pressed into wet soil. To her trained eyes it looked careless, almost lazy. She felt a small amount of disappointment. This hunt would end too quickly. Still, she moved carefully. Overconfidence killed hunters just as often as fear. As she followed, she noticed something strange. The human trail avoided certain areas, places where the ground was weak. Areas where aggressive predators were known to roam. At first she thought it was luck, but after several hours the pattern became clear. The human was choosing his path. That annoyed her. She stopped and crouched near a pool of dark water. Her reflection looked back at her, tall, lean, gray-blue skin marked with ritual scars. Her eyes glowed faintly yellow. She was everything a hunter should be. "This prey thinks," she muttered in her own language. That only made the hunt more interesting. As the sun began to fall, the jungle grew louder. Nocturnal creatures awakened, filling the air with screeches and low roars. Most prey would panic at night. They would hide, curl up, and wait to be killed. Karis expected to find the human doing exactly that. Instead, she smelled smoke. She froze. Smoke meant fire. Fire was dangerous. Fire was visible. Fire was foolish. She moved silently toward the scent, every muscle tight. She activated her cloaking field and approached from downwind. Her weapon was ready, aimed at the clearing ahead. Then she saw him. The human sat in the open next to a small controlled campfire. He was not hiding. He was not armored. His rifle leaned against a nearby log, within reach but not in his hands. A metal pot rested above the fire, and something inside it was bubbling softly. The human was cooking. Karis felt confusion ripple through her mind. No prey did this. No prey announced itself so openly in hostile territory. The human stirred the pot with a metal spoon. He looked tired, dirt on his face, beard grown rough, but his movements were calm, controlled. He hummed quietly to himself, a low sound with no threat in it. Then he spoke. "You can drop the cloak," the human said in a relaxed voice. "You're good, but you step a little heavier on your right side." Karis's heart jumped. Her muscles tensed, ready to strike. Her training screamed at her to kill him now. Instead, she hesitated. "How long?" she demanded, decloaking slowly but keeping her weapon aimed. The human looked up at her, eyes reflecting firelight. There was no fear in them, only awareness. "Since this morning," he said. "Maybe earlier. Hard to tell time without a watch." That was impossible. If he knew, why hadn't he run? She stepped closer, weapon steady. "You are foolish. You sit in the open. You invite death." He smiled faintly. "Maybe, or maybe I just got tired of pretending I didn't notice you." The fire popped softly between them. The human lifted the pot off the flame and poured its contents into two metal bowls. He set one aside, then looked at her again. "Dinner's almost ready," he said. "You look like you could use some." Her grip tightened. You mock me. No, he replied calmly. I'm serious. She scanned the area quickly. No traps visible, no movement in the trees. If this was deception, it was a strange one. You expect me to sit, she asked. I expect nothing, the human said. But if you're going to kill me, it can wait 5 minutes. Food tastes better hot. That made no sense. Yet something in his voice made her pause. Against every instinct, she lowered her weapon slightly. She did not sit, but she did not attack. The human handed her the bowl by placing it on a rock between them, then stepped back and returned to his own place near the fire. He ate slowly, like someone who had done this many times in worse places. Kara sniffed the food. It smelled rich, warm, real. You poisoned it, she said. If I wanted you dead, he replied, you'd already be dead. That sentence struck her harder than any insult. She watched him closely as she tasted the food. It was simple meat, roots, spices, nothing fancy, but it was good, strong. Why do you not run? She asked after a moment. He shrugged. Running wastes energy, and you were enjoying the chase too much. Didn't want to disappoint you. Her eyes narrowed. You speak like a hunter. I am one, he said, just a different kind. The jungle suddenly went silent. That was when the ground shook. A deep, heavy sound echoed through the trees. Something large was moving nearby. Very large. Karas recognized the rhythm instantly. A night beast. One of the planet's apex predators. Even she would avoid fighting one alone. She stood quickly, weapon up. The human did not panic. He calmly kicked dirt over the fire, dimming the flames, and grabbed his rifle. Stay close, he said. You give me orders, she snapped. Suit yourself, he replied. But it hunts by sound. The trees parted. The creature emerged slowly, massive and covered in thick armored hide. Its eyes glowed red as it sniffed the air. Its mouth opened, revealing rows of teeth designed to crush bone. Karas prepared to fight, but she knew the truth. If she attacked alone, she would die. The human moved first. He fired not at the beast, but at the ground beside it. The loud crack echoed through the jungle. The beast roared and charged, straight into a patch of unstable ground the human had marked earlier. The earth collapsed. The beast fell, injured but alive, roaring in frustration. The human fired again, closer this time, guiding it away from them and deeper into the forest. When the noise faded, the jungle slowly returned to life. Kara stared at him. You knew, she said quietly, about the ground. I watched it sink earlier, he replied. Figured it might come in handy. She lowered her weapon completely. For the first time in her life, the hunt felt different. The human sat back down and reopened the fire slightly. Food still warm, he said. She did not answer. She only realized then that the hunt had never been his. And the night was far from over. The night stretched long after the beast disappeared. The jungle never fully slept, but its sound slowly changed. Sharp cries faded into low hums. The air grew cooler, carrying the smell of damp soil and leaves. Karas remained standing for a long time, watching the human. Her instincts told her to kill him now. Her training demanded it, yet her body did not move. The human, whose name she still did not know, acted as if nothing important had happened. He added small pieces of fuel to the fire, careful not to make it too bright. He cleaned his bowl, then checked the edge of his knife with his thumb. Everything he did was slow and measured. You planned this place, Karas finally said. He looked up. Planned is a strong word. I noticed things, that's all. You guided my path, she said, from the beginning. He did not deny it. You were curious. Curious hunters follow interesting trails. Her mandibles clicked softly. Among her people, such words would be taken as mockery. From him, they sounded like simple truth. You knew I was Virelian, she said. Your steps, your breathing, the way you stopped before every clearing, he replied. Only trained hunters move like that. And yet you sat in the open, she said. You made fire. Because fire changes rules, he answered. Most creatures fear it. Smart hunters watch it. She stepped closer without realizing it. The distance between them shrank until only the fire stood in the middle. "What are you?" she asked quietly. "Humans are not like this in the records." He leaned back slightly. "Records usually miss the boring parts, waiting, thinking, getting tired and still going." She studied his face again. The exhaustion was real. His hands were scarred not just from battle but from work. "From survival. You are alone," she said. "Yeah," he replied. "Happens sometimes." "You do not fear dying alone," he thought for a moment. "I don't like it, but fear doesn't help much when you're already here." That answer unsettled her more than anger would have. The fire crackled softly. Kara sat down. It was a small movement, but for her, it felt like crossing a line she could never step back over. She kept her weapon nearby, but it rested on the ground, not in her hands. The human noticed but did not comment. They sat in silence for a while. She listened to the jungle and realized something disturbing. She felt safer here, near the fire near him, than she had felt during the hunt. "You said you are a hunter," she said. "I was trained as a soldier," he replied. "But out here that doesn't matter much." "Hunters take trophies," she said. "They prove their worth." He shook his head. "I don't need proof." That concept felt wrong to her. Worth had to be earned, proven, taken from another. "Then why survive?" she asked. He looked at the fire. "Because someone has to go back and say what happened." "Say what?" she pressed. "That we were here," he said simply. "That we tried." The words stayed with her. Hours passed. The fire burned low. The human adjusted his position and leaned against a fallen log. "You should rest," he said. "Your breathing changes when you're tired." "You watch too much," she replied. "Habit," he said. She did not sleep, but she allowed her muscles to relax. The jungle tested them twice more that night. Smaller predators circled the camp, drawn by the scent of food. Each time the human responded without panic. A small noise here, a shift of light there. The predators moved on. He did not kill them. At dawn, pale light filtered through the trees. Mist rose from the ground, turning the world silver. Kara stood. Her decision could no longer be delayed. "The hunt ends now," she said. The human nodded. "Figured it would." She raised her weapon, but not at him. She aimed it at the ground between them. "My orders are clear," she said. "I was sent to kill you." "And?" he asked. "And killing you would teach nothing," she said slowly. "Not to me, not to my people." He studied her face carefully. "That's not a small thing to say." "It is a dangerous thing," she corrected. She turned away, activating her cloak. "I will report you as lost," she said. "Consumed by the planet." He stood as well. "That'll buy me some time." "Time does not change fate," she said. "Sometimes it does," he replied. She paused, then looked back at him one last time. "What is your name, human?" "Eli," he said. "Eli Carter," she nodded. "Remember this, Eli Carter. You are not prey." Then she vanished into the mist. Eli watched until even his instincts could no longer feel her presence. Only then did he allow himself to sit back down heavily. His hands shook now that the tension was gone. "That was too close," he muttered. He packed his camp quickly. He knew better than to trust silence. As he moved, he thought about her words, about reports and lies and time. He did not know if she would keep her promise, but he knew one thing for certain. Humanity had just been seen. Far away, moving through the jungle at great speed, Karis felt something unfamiliar in her chest. Not shame, not pride, doubt. The hunt had changed her. And she feared what her people would do once they learned the truth. The fire behind her faded into memory, but its warmth stayed. And the galaxy was not ready for what that meant. The jungle swallowed Karis as she moved away from the camp. The mist closed behind her, hiding the last glow of the fire. She increased her speed, leaping across roots and broken ground with practiced ease. Yet her thoughts were louder than her footsteps. She had failed the hunt. No, that was not true. She had chosen not to finish it. Among the Virelian clans, that choice was worse than failure. As she traveled, memories of the night stayed with her. The calm voice, the open fire, the way the human had moved with confidence, not power. Eli Carter had not defeated her in combat. He had done something far more dangerous. He had made her question the hunt itself. By the time she reached the extraction point, the sun was high. A Virelian scout ship descended silently, its hull bending light. As the ramp opened, two armored warriors stepped out. "You are late," one said. "The prey moved deeper than expected," Karis replied. They did not question her tone. She was a senior huntress. Her scars earned silence. Inside the ship, the air was cold and sterile. Screens lit up as the pilot prepared to leave the planet. "Report," the commander demanded. Karis stood tall. "The human did not survive. The planet claimed him." The commander's eyes narrowed. "Confirmed?" "Yes," she said, holding his gaze. "No remains recoverable." The ship lifted off. As the jungle disappeared beneath them, Karis felt something twist inside her. She had spoken a lie to protect prey, to protect a human, or perhaps, she thought, to protect the truth. Days later, Eli Carter moved carefully through the jungle, farther from the campfire, farther from the crash site. He had not stayed long after dawn. Experience had taught him that mercy could change quickly. He rationed his food, collected water, and marked safe paths. The planet was still dangerous, but it no longer felt hostile. It felt watched. He wondered if she was still out there. At night, he no longer lit a fire. But sometimes, when he ate cold food in the dark, he remembered the warmth and almost smiled. Far beyond the jungle planet, the Virelian High Council gathered. Massive stone pillars surrounded the chamber, carved with symbols of ancient hunts. Elders sat in a wide circle, their expressions hard. Kara stood before them alone. "You claim the human died without proof," an elder said. "Yes," she answered. "Humans are resilient," another elder added. "Their deaths are rarely quiet." Karis did not flinch. "This planet is not quiet." Silence followed. The elders exchanged looks. Finally, the High Huntmaster spoke. "Your record is strong," he said. "But this hunt was meant as a lesson. If humans die so easily, why do they survive wars against stronger species?" Karis felt the moment closing around her. This was the edge of the blade. "Because," she said carefully, "they do not rely on strength alone." Murmurs filled the chamber. "You defend them," an elder snapped. "I report what I observed," she replied. "Humans adapt, they endure, they remain calm when hunted." The High Huntmaster leaned forward. "Enough. This council will decide how to proceed. You are dismissed." As she turned to leave, a final voice stopped her. "If humans are not prey," an elder asked, "what are they?" Karis paused. Images of the fire flashed in her mind. "They are survivors," she said. "And survivors are dangerous." Weeks passed. Eli Carter finally reached higher ground where his emergency beacon could function. He repaired it with scavenged parts and activated the signal. The device sent a weak but steady call into space. Then he waited. While he waited, ships moved. A Virelian observation vessel was dispatched under the excuse of verifying the hunt. Officially, it was routine. Unofficially, curiosity had replaced certainty. They found signs. A campfire site, controlled burns, traps that did not kill. Tracks that avoided danger with intention. "This human was skilled," one observer said. "He hunted the planet," another replied. "And us." The report reached the High Council. At the same time, a human rescue ship entered the system, drawn by Eli's signal. When it descended through the atmosphere, Virelian sensors detected it. Two species now watched the same planet. Tension spread quietly. On the ground, Eli heard the sound of engines and looked up at the sky. He did not know whose ship it was, but he prepared himself anyway. Rifle cleaned, position chosen, he was done being prey. The human rescue team found him near dusk, thin, tired, but alive. When they pulled him aboard, cheers filled the ship. "You're one stubborn man," the captain said. Eli smiled weakly. "Someone had to be." As the ship lifted off, Eli looked down at the jungle one last time. Somewhere below, a huntress watched the sky. Kara stood hidden on a ridge, her cloak active. She had followed the signals. She had seen the human ship arrive. She felt relief. Then her communicator activated. "Stand down," the High Huntmaster ordered. "No engagement, observe only." She did. In orbit, the human ship and the Virelian observer vessel detected each other. Weapons did not charge. No threats were made. Instead, data was exchanged. Survival logs, planetary scans, observations. Humans had endured the planet. Virelians had watched and learned. For the first time, neither side fired. Back on Earth, Eli Carter stood before a human council weeks later. Doctors had cleared him. Commanders questioned him. "They hunted you?" one asked. "Yes," Eli replied. "And you survived?" "Yes." "How?" Eli thought of the fire, of the food, of the eyes watching from the dark. "I stayed human," he said. "I adapted. I didn't panic." The report spread through human channels. On Virelian worlds, Karis's words echoed as well. Survivors are dangerous. Borders did not change overnight. Fear did not disappear. But something new entered the space between species. Respect. Karis was stripped of command but not punished. She was reassigned as an observer, a watcher of humans. She accepted the role. Some nights she returned to the memory of the campfire. She wondered if Eli Carter remembered her too. He did. Sometimes when Eli sat with other soldiers, he told them a story about a jungle, about being hunted, about an alien who chose not to kill. They listened carefully, because in a galaxy full of claws and weapons, humanity had done something unexpected. It had sat by a fire and refused to be afraid.